Welcome to NFL with Kyle. Let's dive right in. NFL fans saw the league's new postseason overtime rules in effect during Super Bowl 58 between the Chiefs and the Niners yesterday. And as the game went into overtime, the league reminded fans on X about the rules. Both teams get to get the ball at least once in overtime, unless the team starting with the football gets a safety on the initial possession. Kyle Shanahan's decision to receive the ball after winning the overtime coin toss is under a microscope in the aftermath of the Super Bowl. In years past, receiving the ball first was a no-brainer, as the team who scored the first overtime touchdown would win the game. That's still true in today's regular season format, but postseason overtime rules were modified ahead of the 2022 season to ensure both teams get a possession in the extra frame. You might remember that it was the Bills-Chiefs game that inspired this in 2021. The 49ers head coach defended his decision following Sunday's 25-22 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, saying, "It's just something we talked about. None of us had a ton of experience with it, but we went through all the analytics and we talked to those guys. We just thought it would be better. We wanted the ball third. If both teams matched and scored, we wanted to be the ones who had the chance to go win it." Chiefs players said they had gone over a strategy in case the game went into overtime. Niners, who won the coin toss and elected to receive, their players admitted they didn't even know the rules for overtime. "You know what? I didn't even realize the playoff rules were different in overtime," 49ers fullback Kyle Juszczyk said after the game. "I assume you just want the ball to score a touchdown and win. I guess that's not the case. I don't really know the strategy there. We hadn't talked about it. No." That's what he said. That's what Kyle Juszczyk said after the game. Niners defensive end Eric Armstrong also didn't know the rules. "I didn't even know about the new playoff overtime rules, so it was surprising to me," he said. "I didn't even know what was really going on in terms of that." Coach Kyle Shanahan suggested he had at least had a strategy for overtime. We're talking about players that don't even know the rules. If both teams matched and scored, we wanted to be the ones with the chance to go win it. Kyle Shanahan clearly had a plan, and there were players on his team that were clueless. Chiefs coach Andy Reid said they at least had a plan for how the coin toss went. And with Patrick Mahomes' game-winning touchdown pass to McCole Hardman, you can crown the Kansas City Chiefs as the fourth NFL dynasty in the Super Bowl era. They've joined the post-2000 New England Patriots, the 1980 San Francisco 49ers, the 1970 Pittsburgh Steelers, in a class apart from all others. Theirs is a dynasty in progress, just getting started, perhaps. But the biggest question mark surrounding the Chiefs was Andy Reid's future with the team. Retirement speculation surrounded the 65-year-old in the building up towards Super Bowl 58, and Reid kept those questions alive in the immediate aftermath of the Chiefs' overtime triumph over the Niners, saying, "I hadn't really had time to think about it." However, Chiefs owner and CEO Clark Hunt said on Sunday night that Reid's return was the expectation all along. With Sunday's victory, Andy Reid joins really elite company, joining Bill Belichick, Chuck Noll, Joe Gibbs, Bill Walsh, as the only coaches to win 3 or more Super Bowl rings. Winning 3 in a row would be quite the highlight of his Hall of Fame resume, but it's a scenario Reid hasn't really thought about much. "I don't really think about that, but I think that would be pretty neat. A neat thing to do," Reid said. "You don't really go there when you're in this thing. You go back to your dark room and the film and the draft coming up and the combine, all those things. That's kind of where you go. You're not talking three-peat. Well, some guys do, you know. It'd be great." Reid and the Chiefs have plenty to improve on after a subpar offensive season compared to their usual standard. The Chiefs finished the 2023 season outside of the top 5 in total offense for the first time with Patrick Mahomes as its starting quarterback. And its struggles were apparent in both the AFC Championship game and the first half of the Super Bowl, where the Chiefs entered halftime only scoring 3 points, finishing the second half of the Ravens game with no points. As Reid indicated on Monday, the Chiefs will also need to deal with the revamped teams within their division. Jim Harbaugh takes over for the Chargers. Antonio Pierce maintains control in Las Vegas, the latter having earned a win in the Chiefs-Raiders' second meeting of the 2023 season. Reid will enter his 26th season as a head coach. sitting fourth all-time in regular season wins with 258 and second all-time in playoff wins with 26. The Chiefs head coach will look to put the ultimate feather in his cap. Patrick Mahomes, who earned his third Super Bowl ring and his third Super Bowl MVP in just his seventh season, is already surpassing Hall of Famers all the time, especially in postseason touchdowns. But doing what no other quarterback or team for that matter has done, winning 3 Super Bowls in a row, is the next incredible feat Mahomes is looking to add to the Chiefs' ongoing dynasty. And I quote, "It's legendary. No one's ever done it. And we know it's legendary to win back-to-back," Mahomes said Monday. "I think 8 other teams have done it, so we heard it all week. We felt like we had the best opportunity we ever had to go out there and do that, and we fell short the years before," talking about winning back-to-back. So all you can do is come back next year with a fresh mindset, knowing it's going to be even harder. We got to continue to play our best football. We'll celebrate these next few weeks, and then we'll get right back at it. Mahomes was simply magnificent as he kept Kansas City afloat throughout the scoring exchange with the Niners. The game-winning drive he orchestrated in overtime was a near-perfect display of quarterbacking. He went 8 for 8, 42 yards, 1 touchdown, while adding 27 crucial rushing yards, including a 4th-and-1 conversion. The Chiefs trailed the 49ers for 42 minutes and 5 seconds in the Super Bowl, which is the second most time trailed by a victor in the game's history. Kansas City also becomes the first team in Super Bowl history to win after trailing on 4 separate occasions. The Chiefs become just the 4th team in NFL history to win 3 Super Bowls in a 5-year stretch and became the 7th franchise to hoist 4 or more Lombardi trophies. Mahomes became the 3rd quarterback in NFL history to notch 15-plus playoff wins and just the 5th signal caller ever to win 3 Super Bowls. All those numbers sure to improve with the news Andy Reid confirming his return for the Chiefs' quest for a three-peat.